Hi everybody, it's Cindy Utter here with my artsy endeavors. How are we doing today? I hope pretty good. Today we're going to work on our I Am journal. And I've been thinking about this page and what I wanted to do for this page, and I think what I'm going to do is I have a lot of different napkins that I've gotten through swaps and that sort of thing. I've got quite a bit of tissue paper. And I got looking, and I have quite a few with flowers on them. So I thought, you know what? Let's do a page about where. My thought is, I am ever growing in myself and my art. So I'm going to figure out how to interpret that on this page. So I have not gessoed this page. I'm going to leave it as is, and I've got a couple different paints out here, and I'm really not sure what way I'm going with it yet, but I have the Studio, Claudine Helmuth Studios. I have her yellow pastel and purple pastel. I also have the handmade modern acrylic paints from Target. I have the neon hot coral, and I have the metallic copper. I'm not sure. I know it's a strange setup as far as colors, but hey, let's play and see what we can do. And I don't know why, but this bracelet keeps catching on everything today. So I'm just going to start playing with these paints, and let's see how they turn out. I'm going to start with the yellow. I'm really looking for just a real light pastel-y type background. I don't want anything that's really bright or vibrant. I'm actually going to use the flowers for that part of it. So I'm just looking for a small, just a little bit of color. So when I was thinking about this, you know, it's so true. You know, I actually watched a video from Jenny Belly recently. And one of the things that she was talking about is that one of the questions she always gets asked is, how do I find my style? And basically the point she was trying to make is your style is ever evolving, just like you are. Your style is ever growing, just like you are. And it just gave me this idea that, yeah, you know, I do grow. Every time I pick up a paintbrush or a sponge or even a pencil, you know, I'm growing right along with my art. So I thought I really like that concept, and I like that thought of, yeah, we're growing. And I know I don't like that in the yellow, but that's okay. Purple and yellow don't quite mix, but you know what? They're gonna in my case. I just want some light color here and there. And again, this is just our very first layer of color. It's no big deal. I know the purple doesn't blend well with the yellow. That's okay. And I forgot to put on some art guard, so I'm just going to be covered in paint. That's all right also. So I've got some tissue paper here that I thought I wanted to use, and what I'm going to put this on is with just my regular matte medium, and I think I have paint on me already. Let me grab my matte medium. It was right there in front of me. It would have bit me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get some of this tissue paper put down. I just wanted something on the background. I'm not worried about the color, so. Because this is what I plan on doing with it. Put some of this tissue paper down to give us some texture. Love texture. It's going to add more interest to the background as well. And boy, tissue paper and napkins are two of the easiest things to put in mixed media. It's wonderful because they pretty much fade right into the background, but they also give you that interest. So it's just a very light dot, but that's cool, huh? Okay. And I think I'm going to do one more little piece maybe up in here. Don't really want it like that. Throw that right there. Okay, I just wanted to put a little bit of that on the background. Again, see, you can still see where the paints didn't mix. That's okay, because the next color I'm going to come in with is this peach. And I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm just going to put some pieces here and there. Now, so I have a question, and I'd love it if you'd answer in the comments. That'd be fantastic. What do you do to grow with your heart? I enjoy taking online classes. I love, of course, watching YouTube videos. There's just so much information out there that you can just absorb from so many different talented artists. What do you do? What allows you to grow with your art? What allows you to grow with your person? One of the things that allows me to grow as, you know, a person and emotionally, that sort of thing, is journaling. I love to journal. And I've learned that through my journaling, I can pretty much work through a lot of emotions. I can work through ups and downs. I can, you know, record the good days and even the bad. So journaling to me has become an outlet where I can share in my journal, to my journal, anything that I'm thinking or feeling. One more piece, I'm going to put it up here. I think I need a little bit more matte medium there. Now, as you can see, my pages are jumping all around because I don't have them clipped down, which is driving me crazy. So I'm going to dry this up, get my clips out, and clip these pages flat, and then we'll be right back. Alright, so I've got this pretty dry, but you know what? Now I'm going to add some more to it. I have this tissue paper with these flowers on it, which I think is really pretty. So, again, I'm just adding layers right now to the background. Just adding layers. So I'm going to put this right here in this corner. I don't care that it's not straight, it doesn't matter. It's just giving us some more flowers, which are going to be, some of this will be covered up, which that's okay. Let's see. I'm going to throw a piece right here, just a flower. Come on. This might take this a little bit to dry, to actually dry thoroughly. There we go, right there. I like it. Okay, now I'm going to dry this real quick, and then we're going to come back in with some paint and make this a little bit more cohesive, because right now it looks like a big hot mess, but that's okay. So we're going to come back in with some paint and work some more on it after I get it dry. Alright, so we've got it pretty well dry. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out with some of this coral. Now this coral is pretty transparent, which is okay. I just want to kind of blend it in and bring out some of that color into the flowers. We'll see how it turns out. Now I'm thinking about it. I really wish I hadn't put that purple on there, but you know what? We work with it, right? I'm going to put that purple up because I'm not using that again. But I am going to put down some more of this yellow. And actually I need some of this out on my palette here. Let's get some of this out on the palette. We'll take a little bit of the yellow. And we're just going to start working. We're going to take some of this coral. Where's my coral? There it is. Okay, let's take this coral and we're going to cover up that purple. How's that sound? Sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan to me. That's okay, it just makes it a little bit darker. That's cool, right? So we're changing our color scheme here. We're going from purple to coral and orange, or coral and yellow. Looks like a crazy hot mess. Crazy, crazy hot mess. Okay. Now, we've still got some yellow in here, and I'll start getting this blended together. So, I'm going to take my yellow. And let's get this taken care of. Yeah, I like that much better. Now that purple is still under there, which is okay because it's just adding a different shade, I should say, or tint to that coral, which is cool. And again, this is just our background, so what we do to it, it's okay. All this stuff is the background. It's okay. Okay, I like this coral. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a baby wipe. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this here and there so that it's not such a solid, you know, line of this and line of that. Just going to pick it up here and there. Just take some of it up. Leave some of it there. I don't like this stripe here in the middle, so we'll take that off. I'm just going to, there we go. Much better. Okay, now this is going to dry. Now I actually think I am going to bring out that metallic copper, but I want to do it in a stencil, and I want to do it with an iridized medium. You know what? It's not going to be that copper. Let me figure out what I'm going to do. I'll be right back. Alright, so what I did, this isn't quite all the way dry, but I was figuring out what I was going to use in my stencils. And what I have here is I have Liquitex Basics Iridescent Medium. And I've put some of that here on this little palette. And then I took some of the Target Handmade Modern Satin Acrylic Paint. This is the Marigold. And what I'm doing is I'm basically just going to color this iridized medium. And I'm going to color it Marigold. And I have enough here for an army. So I'm going to have to put some of this over into one of my other journals. But for now, I'm going to use it on this one. Now what I think I'm going to do is I have some flower stencils here. And what I'd like to do is I want to run this through this flower stencil. I want to add texture. So just using this yellow, which will go with this page, I'm just adding texture. That's all I'm doing. And the texture is going to be in the form, of course, of a flower. Doesn't have to be a whole flower. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just adding that texture of the flowers. I have plenty of it here, so I'm not sure why I took so much of it out, but that's okay. Okay. So we'll put a big flower here. Oops. Made a boo-boo. Actually, let's do this. We're going to pick that all right back up, just like that. Wipe it down, just like that. I need to clean this off. Okay, so let's try it again. We're just going to take this stencil right here. And go out to the edges, because I can. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not looking for a perfect stencil. I'm just looking to add, you know, interest to the piece. This corner I'm going to do quite large, but those things. I like it. And I'm going to do this last corner, and this one's going to be a little bit smaller. I don't want a whole lot, just a little bit. Stay there. And there we go. So now this I need to get dry. Once we get this dry, we'll go on to the next step. Be right back. Alright, so we've got this pretty well dry. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this stencil. This is just a flower stencil. It's the Crafter's Warehouse. I'm sorry, excuse me, the Crafter's Workshop. I always change that. And I'm not sure what the number is, but it's these cute little flowers. So what I've done is I've taken the Claudine Helmuth teal, classic teal, and I'm just going to use a stippling brush. I don't care if it gets underneath. I just want the, I want to say illusion of a flower. Let's see what it looks like. Not as good as I wanted it, so let's wipe it off and we'll do it again. And I know that's because I was spinning it, or I was scrubbing it back and forth, so I understand what I did wrong. So this time I'm just gonna, I don't like doing these. Okay. Those things annoy me. So we're gonna do it with a sponge. I just get much better luck when I use a sponge than when I use those. There we go. And it's still a little bit too much, but that's okay. We're just gonna keep playing, right? Oops. Boy, this stencil doesn't want to work with me today. Huh. Not happy with it. Not happy. It's alright, we still have more flowers and stuff I want to put on anyways, so we're just gonna continue. This page has been fighting me the whole way, and I'm not quite sure why. Alright, I like that. Now, it's got to go in my water. Alright, I'm going to dry this real quick. I've got those 3 on there. Now what I've done is I've gotten a bunch of flowers. Actually, I went through my napkins, and I have a ton of flower napkins. So I decided to cut some out, and we're going to put them down. Let me dry this real quick, and then we'll put down our flowers, and we'll continue. Alright, so what I'm going to use to put these flowers down is just regular matte medium. And we're just going to start. Like I said, this page has been fighting me all day, so we're just going to keep going at it. Woo! See? See? All day it's been fighting me. Don't know why. Just one of those days, huh? Alright. You ever have that? Do you ever have a page that you know what you want to do, you know what you want it to look like, but it just doesn't happen? Well, here it is. Only mine is happening live. Well, in real time here. But it just seems like some days when I want to do a page, even if I'm in my play journal, I'll be playing along and it just decides it doesn't want to. I'm going to cover up this one flower because I don't like it. It's actually not quite all dry, so let's put it right here. Little bitty pink one. Let's throw the pink one right here. That's a good spot, right? Got a nice orange one here. We're going to throw that one up here. And these, like I said, these all came out of napkins that I've gotten over time, whether through swaps or purchasing them myself. And I just thought, you know, I've got to start using these. Now I have this great big blue one here. That may or may not go on. We'll see what happens. Let's put this, let's put your little one right here next to you. Now again, what I am feeling as I'm doing this is, or where I'm going is the fact that I am always growing, and you know, flowers always grow. Sometimes even in the hardest conditions, they still continue to grow. They're very hardy in many ways. So my thought on this page is I'm always continuing to grow, whether it be personally or with my art. And so I thought it would be really cool to have flowers that continually grow as well. And don't mind that, that's just somebody telling me there's something live on Periscope. I have to figure out how to shut that notification off. I haven't figured it out yet. I'll be right back. So let's see, where are we going to put our next one? Let's throw a couple more here. Let's see. Just want to throw maybe right there. And see? Okay. It's fighting with me today. You know what? That's okay. Let it fight. This is not turning out how I wanted it, but you know what? That's okay. I'm learning what I can and cannot do, right? Some things turn out better than others. Some pages are nicer than others in my eyes. Talking about my own artwork. I know everybody that does artwork, you put your heart and soul into it, and it's all good. It's all good. Alright, this is going to go right here because it can. Throw just a little bit more of this matte medium down on it. See, things just don't want to work for me today, and I love this. Now, what am I going to do? I think, where do I want to put her? Notice I call it a her, I'm not sure why. Alright, we're going to hold up on putting that one on for right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my, first I have to dry this up. I'm going to get my paint back out because I need to bring some more pop of color out of this. Again, right now it looks like a chaotic mess, but we're going to fix that. So let me dry it up and I'll be right back. Alright, so I've got it pretty well dry now. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back in with the coral, the teal, and the yellow. And I'm going to start out with the teal. And basically what I'm going to do is pick out parts of this that I do or do not like. This I don't like, so this is going to be covered up. I'm going to bring that teal down the edge just a little bit. And I can take my baby wipes and go over whatever I want to lift off. So let me grab my baby wipe. Alright, now I want to bring this back out a little bit, so I don't want it so much there. My friend is here. I'm sure you heard her calling. So what I'm going to do is go have some lunch and I'll be right back. Alright, so we're back again. My friend Tracy brought me lunch. Yay! So that was cool. Alright, so she's hanging out with me, so if you hear something funky, it's just Tracy. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually taking this teal and I just want to kind of give some type of a border around my edges here. I'm going back in with the yellow and just try to even things out a little bit. Let's see where else we can put some more yellow right here. Throw a little yellow right here. We'll blend it with our wipe. Let's see. I know this page is just fighting me the whole way. Let's go back in with our coral. I'm not sure why, but boy, it's just not liking me today. Okay, this is our coral, so we're just kind of bringing the coral back out. I really like this color. A hot salmon coral, I think it was. Okay, throw a little bit more coral here around the edges. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and dry this whole thing, and then I honestly think I'm going to take a coat of gesso with water and do a whitewash on the whole thing. Then I'm going to come back in with my paints and bring some of the flowers back up to the surface again. So I'll be right back. Alright, so what I've got here is I got out some gesso and I've sprayed it with some water, and I'm really just, I don't know. Honestly, I'd like to just gesso this whole page and redo it, but I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a nice coat of watered down gesso. And then I'm going to bring back out the parts of it that I like and not worry about the parts that are in the background. Does that make sense? So let's take these. We're just going to, I know somebody's probably going, oh my god, what are you doing that for? It's okay. No worries. No worry. Be happy. Alright, so I'm calming that back down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take one of my baby wipes and I'm going to bring back the parts of it that I like. Okay? This part I like. I like this flower. I like this flower here. Okay? Yeah, let's bring that leaf back out a little bit. Maybe a little bit of this flower. No, no, no. And I'm going to bring back some of my yellow where I have my modeling paste or my iridized medium that I used. Okay, now I'm going to dry this up real quick and hopefully we'll get this so it works. Alright, so I've got this gesso pretty well dried up. Now what I really want to do is I want to go back in and I want to bring out some of these colors. So I'm going to take the yellow again. And I'm doing this with a sponge, which I don't know as I'm going to get the results I really want, but we'll try, right? And here we go again. I've got to pin these down. I don't like it when they bounce all around like that. So what I do is I just use these clips and I pin the very tiny corner of it down. Okay, let's go back in with the coral. We're going to bring our coral back out. Okay, now it's starting to look a little bit more like what I was picturing in my little mind. So I'm sure as you're sitting here watching me do this, you're thinking, oh gosh, what a mess. Yeah, I did. I had a heck of a mess. But I'm just keeping it real and showing you that, yep, messes happen. And yep, we do everything we can to correct them, right? Much better. Now, because right now, what I'm seeing on this is I'm not really happy with this area down here. So I do have this blue flower that I could put there, and I think I will. So I'm just going to take my matte medium again. I'm going to cover this color up here, or this area. Just cover it with matte medium. And we're going to put this flower on here. It's going to overlap a little bit on the edge, which is fine. I'll just go ahead and cut the edges off a little bit later. Okay. Now my my paint was not dry, which is okay. We kind of gave that a little bit of a peach tint to it. Okay, I've got a couple other spots here. Now, I was digging through my tissues to find things to put on this page, and I found these beautiful leaves, and I thought, you know, I think they might work. I think they're actually supposed to be a iron-on, but that's okay. We're not ironing them on. We're going to glue them on. I don't know if I'm going to use this one. If I do, I'm going to take it apart. Yeah, let's take it apart and let's put one right here. I'm going to cut this off so I don't have such a big stem. I'm going to stick one right here. Actually, I'm going to cut the stem off so that it looks like it's actually coming behind the plant. Maybe. Alright, let's glue these on. Again, I'm going to use the matte medium. This is a test. I'm not sure if the matte medium is going to work to hold these down, but we'll find out, won't we? So there's one. I love this little ladybug. Isn't that cool? We'll put this one down here. Again, part of this is, you know, I actually had these leaves planned for this page, but part of it also is the fact that I don't like some areas on this page and how they turned out. So this is a great way to change the eye from looking at that. I don't like that there. Let's put this right here. I think these are supposed to be iron-ons. I'm not really sure. I probably found them in a thrift store or something of that nature. Now I also have a couple little bumblebees here on this tissue paper, so I'm going to add a couple of these. And even though the white is going to go pretty much disappear into the background, I want to take some of it off. I don't want so much white being put on. So let's see, where can this little guy go? How about right here? Great spot for him. Alright, let's put another one on here. It's funny, I have no problem playing with bees like this, but I'm actually allergic to them, so in real life, yeah, no. I try to stay as far away from them as possible. Okay, this one is going to go right here. I like him. And we're going to do one more. Let's put this big guy on here. And he is going to go up over here in this corner. Okay, so I like him. Now the last thing that I have is I have a few more of these little ladybugs. So this one's going to go right there. We're going to put this one on this little piece of leaf here. Okay, ladybugs are good luck. At least that's what I've always heard. Now I also have some of these butterflies, and I thought these butterflies would be really cool to add as well. So let's see, where are we going to put one? Let's put one over here. I like it. We've got a real big one. Where is she going to go? Right here looks like a great spot for her. And we have one more. This one's orange, so she's going to go here by this orange butterfly, or this orange flower. Okay. Don't like how that paper is on that flower, so I'm going to take it off. All right. See, it's getting better. We're covering up all the messes. All right, I'm going to dry this up, then I'm going to bring out some, probably some of my Posca pens and play around with some doodling, and then I'm going to get out my little Dymo label maker, and I'm going to put my quote on here, or my thought on this page. So I'll be right back. Okay, so while I was... Sorry about that, I forgot to dry this little piece. While I had the camera off, I decided that I wanted another leaf on here. So I just pulled these two leaves out and I put those down in these corners. Now I have just a black paint pen. This is just a painter's paint pen. And I love the way the black for the butterflies is standing out. But I want to just, I don't know, throw some doodads. Maybe a little bit of doodle around the edge. Okay, just to add a little bit more black to the piece. And of course now the pen is not going to work. Telling you, this page has fought me the whole way. Paint's a mess. Okay, you can't even really see those, can you? That's okay. I can see them here, so I know they're there. Okay, and actually I'm just going to color them in with the black paint. So like I said, the whole premise behind this page is, you know, we're always growing, whether it be emotionally, physically, mentally, artistically, whatever the case may be. We're always growing and we're always evolving, and that's just, we're humans, that's what we do. So even when it comes to talking about the style of your art, there was actually a video from Jenny Belly, and she talked about one of the questions she's been asked the most is, how do you find your style? And that got me thinking about this page, her answer, and her answer basically was, why do you create? And if you can answer the question as to why you create, you will learn how that affects your style. You're never going to have the same style the entire time you do art. You're always growing. You're always trying to find new ways to use a different technique, or draw a face a little bit different, or maybe make your flower a little bit different. You're always evolving. So that's what brought me to do this page, and now it just looks like little black globs, but I like it. What I want to do is grab my label maker. I'm going to put down my phrase. We're going to use a little bit of the Stabilo to just kind of put it all together, and then we'll be done. So I'll be right back with you. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken my Dymo Letra Tag printer, and I've actually printed out I am, and I put always growing. So it's so true, aren't we all? We are always growing. And this is the hardest part about using this label maker, is actually getting the sticky stuff off the back so you can stick them to your page. So here's my I. Okay, here's my am. Maybe. Sorry guys, I know you don't want to sit here and watch me fight with this stuff, but hey, keeping it real. I am, and here is always. Always growing. So now I'm taking my Stabilo, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around these letters a little bit so they don't really look like they're just kind of slapped on a page. And this will just kind of blend them in with the background of the page that they're on. I put them in a format where they're pretty well like an outlined, and I'll show it to you in just a minute. But I honestly, the way this page is fighting me, I really don't want to go in today and worry about trying to write in them, because I'm afraid I'll mess it up. So I am just going to leave them as is. And again, it says I am always growing. So as always, if you've liked this page today, please go ahead and hit the like, share, give me a thumbs up. Any comments, I'll be glad to answer them for you. As always, be kind, have fun, and happy creating. That's what life's all about, right? Until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.